There was an idea. The idea was to bring together a group of remarkable people, see if they could become something more.
I have an army. We have a Hulk.
This is the Marvel Tribe, brought to you by Walt's Apartment Podcast and the Diz Insider.
Avengers!
Assemble.
What up, what up, what up? It is the one and only Tribe. We're back. It's been a little bit. It's going to be me, the infamous Blerd Hulk, with my compadre, Mr. Lou, Mr. A.K. Skip to my Lou, Mr. A.K. Lou-Knight, Mr. Universal Studios, Mr. I can keep going all night and all day. How are you doing, good sir? Welcome again. I'm ready to do this tribe right.
Dude, I'm stoked to be here. I mean, this is we like you said, we've been on a little bit of a hiatus, rebuilding, rebranding. But I mean, if anything, we're just looking to Marvel to kind of simulate our show. So we're doing the same thing Marvel's doing. Marvel's rebuilding, re-guiding, retooling. That's what we're doing. I mean,
love it.
So, I mean, I'm stoked to be here. I'm stoked to talk about things, and stoked for the listeners that are here listening to us today.
Absolutely. Dude, yeah, I love the parallel. Yeah, we're restructuring. In fact, in one of our topics, which is Blade, we're gonna talk about some of that. But Lou is kind of the showrunner here for tonight's episode and stuff. So I'm gonna let him kind of kick off what's the topics we're gonna give the fans and all you guys who stuck with us through and through. We do appreciate you guys, love you guys. Join our Discord. I have to just a little housekeeping. Join our Discord. You can get some more intense, more exclusive conversations and stuff like that. And sometimes we pop on there just sporadically throughout the week and stuff. So if you have questions for us, check us out in the Discord and stuff. We'll happily make sure we get back to you and stuff. So what's on the docket tonight, Lou?
Absolutely. So we're talking about we have our lineup of what's to come for the rest of the year and leading into next year for Marvel. Yeah. Kind of light, surprisingly, but still some pretty heavy hitters that we've already seen and a few things we have to come. We're also going to be talking about Blade, unfortunately losing their director. They are going different routes with that. We're going to be also bringing back a fun little game where we are taking a classic movie or a movie already that has already been made. You've already enjoyed it. Taking Marvel characters or a character and intertwining that. So, for instance, you can take I'll go with our oldie but goodie. We took the Guardians of the Galaxy and we would put them in the role of the Goonies. So the movie is the same. Rocket, Star-Lord, Groot, all of them would be going on the adventure to find One-Eyed Willie's treasure in that film. So it'd be the same storyline, but you took the characters out and plugged in some Marvel characters. So we're going to be running out that. But unfortunately, we do want to start it off with a little bit of sad news. Unfortunately, there was a key person in the Marvel community that has unfortunately passed, and I'm going to turn that over to Mr. Blerd Hulk to share some details on that.
Yeah. So Ben, a lot of you guys who are big comic book fans and stuff know Ben Potter, or you know his actual YouTube name, the comic historian. He died earlier this week. Definitely condolences to his family. He was 40 years old. They're not releasing too many details, and I want to be respectful of their family until the wife and they want to kind of come forward and really kind of explain, or if they choose to or not to. It's not my place. I know there's some media outlets out there who have kind of leaked because they got like police reports and everything else and stuff, but we at the tribe here wants to kind of follow the family's lead on that. Just know he's going to be sorely missed. His stuff and his wife made a really nice statement that he will live on. His stuff will still be on YouTube. You will be able to, if you're a comic book fan or even wanting to get into comic books but maybe don't have time to read all of the story arcs and everything else, the Comic Historian is a great channel to check out. He gives you the quick down and dirty of all the comic stories and comic arcs and stuff out there and stuff. He's actually one of my earliest fans before I started this podcast with Chris. Me and Chris both were huge Comic Historian fans. This guy knows his stuff. He is literally the encyclopedia, Library of Congress of comic books and stuff. So just want to just say, from the tribe, the show, we're sending out our thoughts and prayers and condolences to the family and friends of Ben Potter there. So with that said, we're gonna move on and like Ben would want, and like anybody who's a comic book fan wants to have a good show, and we're gonna put together a good show and put it out there for you guys.
Absolutely. And like Marvel's trying to do this year, I mean, they started out. Well, we'll go into this year's library. This year's library actually has been fairly mild. I mean, obviously, if we've been those of you have been following us, following our Walt's Apartment live shows, with King Iger coming back, I mean, he's made some adjustments to Marvel, saying, "Hey,
with the King,
it back a little bit. We got to make some changes." And it hasn't been nothing short though. So this year alone, we have 3 Disney Plus shows. Currently, we've seen 2 out of the 3. We have X-Men 97, Echo, yes, and then we have Agatha, whatever the title will be. We have Agatha coming out. Overall thoughts, excitement for Agatha on a scale 1 to 10.
So I don't like to be messed with too much. So I'm putting a question mark next to Agatha just based on the marketing, because they're messing with us. They're not doing it in a very clever way. These title changes are purposeful, kind of trying to get us to like, oh no, Agatha again, like really. So I'm question marking that. I'm a big Scarlet Witch fan. I like Agatha. I understand what's her role is in the comic books and everything else. I want to be excited for this show. It's a question mark right now, and a lot of that question mark is because of how Disney is promoting this show. So we'll see. Not discarding it yet.
So and we know Disney has the tools to do a good marketing to pull off what they were attempting to do. Mm-hmm. And we're going to get into a perfect franchise that does the parody marketing absolutely amazing here shortly. Echo, I enjoyed Echo. I wasn't 100% invested in it when I was watching it, so that may have been it. But I thought it was okay. Didn't think it was bad. I didn't think it was great. I am thankful they dropped it all in one shot, because it was like, cool, let me just binge this real quick. Yeah. X-Men 97. If you haven't heard our recap for X-Men 97, go back and check that out. We did episodes for Echo as well. But X-Men 97, I feel like the tribe really had fun speculating what we thought would happen, but also I think we had a better time just stepping back into that nostalgia aspect. In X-Men 97, you could have gave me 100 episodes of not mindless episodes, but filler episodes and good episodes. Yeah. I would still be invested. X-Men 97 was a good one. And again, their marketing, they played to the nostalgia aspect, and they really did it really well. So for Agatha, I am nervous. I am nervous because are you going to go real dark with it, or are you going to go hocus pocus dark with it?
Please not. Please don't do hocus pocus dark.
I hope not. But with it coming off of the success of WandaVision and how WandaVision did that timeline parodies, which I think worked for WandaVision.
For that show.
Something tells me we might get not necessarily these different decades of shows, but we might get, say, a Hocus Pocus, Bewitched kind of vibe. And I really hope we don't get that, but it is seeming like that. And for that, Agatha is sitting right now about a 4.55. Me personally, I did not like Agatha in WandaVision. I thought that when she came in, it was like, you didn't lead up to this at all. And then they try to like spoon feed it that it was Agatha all along. And I was like, oh, seemed like it was Agatha the second half of the season when money was better. Did not seem like it was Agatha all along. But so I am excited.
I agree. I agree with that. I am pushing for definitely don't do hocus pocus and stuff on us. Give us something kind of in between like Moon Knight and Werewolf by Night, like kind of that kind of dark and there's a little bit of comic relief like in Moon Knight and stuff, but follow that track with Agatha. Don't try to recreate that fire that we got with WandaVision, because I promise you it's not going to work for Agatha.
Yeah, Marvel caught lightning in a bottle with the way they did, the way they started off WandaVision. A lot of people died out, and I think it really came to be better after you got into episode 4. They died down that forcing the different TV shows on you. So I am very curious. But to round out the year and going back to great marketing, we got Deadpool and Wolverine, and I got some questions for you. Coming out July 24th, I think it is.
Yeah, I'm getting the bucket. I'm getting the popcorn bucket. I already got my insider source.
And you're already stealing the word out. That is the best way to show parody marketing. If you have not seen it, they released a Beauty and the Beast parody poster for Europe. And way to go, the marketing team there to play this love letter with Wolverine and Deadpool. Way to go. I think that shows great marketing.
Absolutely. I think we get the best Deadpool when you let Ryan Reynolds and his team kind of just cut loose and work with them, not against them and stuff. And we've seen the magic that he produced. I mean, when we talk typecast, like perfect casting, the first perfect casting, well, actually, there's 2 perfect castings that kicked off Marvel that I thought was really amazing. You can say what you want about Hugh Jackman and Wolverine and stuff, but really, I mean, he took that role and made it his own, because a lot of people weren't big comic book fans, so they'll know like Wolverine is like this little tiny dude. Hugh Jackman's like 6 foot something and stuff. But Ryan Reynolds, Blade, Wesley Snipes, and Robert Downey Jr. Iron Man is the trifecta of perfect personality casting for those comic book counterpart roles and stuff. So I can't wait to see it. Expectations. They always say be measured when you're watching a Marvel film of late. Screw that noise. My expectations are high. I'm looking forward to the cameos, the storylines, just to kind of see Deadpool fully brought into the MCU and away from the Fox's hands and stuff. I'm here for it. And yes, I am definitely getting a couple of those popcorn bins. I have a connection, and so I'm gonna get them before opening night. Maybe I probably shouldn't say that on here, but it is what it is.
Hey, they don't know your connection. Say it all you want. There you go. So, all right. So I'm going to ask you some questions about this. I have about 4 or 5 of them. You already answered one. Ryan Reynolds marketing. We see it with Mint Mobile. We see it with his marketing. I mean, he knows what he's doing. So there's no point asking that question. But my infamous tribe question: what is that holy fuck moment for you in this movie? If this happens, what makes that movie just the same way we got? I know it wasn't the way we wanted to, but the way we got Scar or Hulk's son, when those moments were like, shut up, this is where we're going. What is that moment that they can do for Deadpool Wolverine?
So, Jesus, for me, instantly out the gate, and we get this already because it's in the titles. It's seeing Wolverine and stuff in the freaking Deadpool movie. But the sleeper for me is probably seeing some reference to Galactus, or some cameo or some introduction to the Fantastic Four. So those for me are going to be the god dang, you guys been sitting on this whole time and keeping it to yourself. Now, I know what you're going to say, Lou. I already know. So I'm just going to put it out there and tell me if I'm wrong. But your holy shit, your oh wow moment is when you see Taylor Swift come out as the Dazzler or as Lady Deadpool. Am I close? Am I right?
Man, I was really hoping you had me. I was like, all right, let's see where this. I'm trusting the Blerd Hulk in this, and you let me down, man. Yeah,
of course.
In the words of Miss Swift herself, you shook it off there. For me, this was a hard one because parts of me wants to get that bringing back all three Spider-Man moments, bringing back some of the cast from Wolverine's era of X-Men.
Yeah.
But then a part of me wants to see Deadpool kind of hop around the timelines and maybe go and fix some things that we wish didn't happen in the MCU, or fix some things that we. So, like, my biggest takeaway is if they go use Deadpool to kind of go into the engine of Marvel and say, hey, maybe go, like the way he did at the end of Deadpool 2, maybe he just goes in and silently pops, Thor Love and Thunder like that was never supposed to happen. Be great, I for me it'd be using him to go back and fix some things that, all right, maybe we didn't do that. Just like one of my favorite ones that I would love, because I think they ruined Star-Lord for this. Go back into Infinity War and that comment where he says, what do you want me to do? Say Jesus? He's like, I'm from Earth. Or you're from Earth. He's like, no, I'm from Missouri.
From Missouri.
Like,
that's all the Earth.
He knew he was from Earth. Like, he knows Earth. He's mentioned it. So that line is horrible. And it was at that moment in time that the Guardians became the clowns of the MCU. And it just was, you took all integrity from them and go back. But I don't really have an oh shit moment that I can think about for it, because me personally, I will say it, was not the biggest fans of Deadpool 1 and 2.
Ooh, really? Okay.
This one is exciting me because it's bringing all the jokes full circle. Yeah. When he made fun of Wolverine and Logan and breaking the fourth wall, I loved it. When he went to fourth wall, where it's like Hugh Jackman, I thought that was just those jokes didn't land as well as I wanted them to. And not only that, some of the supporting characters, Colossus being a big baby, took me out. I didn't like that. So I'm excited for this one. I'd be excited to see like Kidpool and the whole Deadpool family. That'd be interesting to see in a different portal. But overall, I'm excited just for a good comedy Marvel film to be back in theaters, because the marketing for this seems like Guardians 1, where it's just going to be a summer fun time.
Absolutely. So I'll say one more cameo that we may not get because the storyline doesn't jive, but it would be kind of a backstory dig. Would be somehow we get Lady Death in here and kind of a reference of him stealing her from Thanos and stuff like that. That's an ode to the comic books and stuff, because that's the big beef right there. Thanos is in love with her, but she's in love. Death is in love with Deadpool. So to kind of play off of that reference, maybe we get Thanos like in there and stuff. Like I don't know, if I was a writer on the team, the amount of stuff that I know Disney would just can. Like I'll be honest, we see Deadpool walking down a city street, and there's a little black kid reading a comic book that says King the Conqueror, and the mom's like, "Come on, Jonathan, let's go." And Deadpool takes the comic book from him. Said, "Nah, kid, you're not ready for this yet." That right there, like I know Disney would never let that go in, but those are the kind of that's Deadpool is kind of humor. That's why I'm here for it. I can't wait for the show to come. I
would love to see a timeline with blind. I know everybody loves Logan. I think Logan was a good film. It's not top 5 for me, but I wish now we have Deadpool, now we have the X-Men, now we have pretty much everybody. I would love to see them go into a time loop where Old Man Logan takes place, where it's Old Man Logan. You got them fighting in the carcasses of Giant Man. You got Blind Hawkeye. Like, I just to see that, like, that comic itself, that needs its own film. But that needs its own film where you gotta let the fan base of Wolverine simmer down and let Logan kind of collect some dust. But if they were to go that route, just for a scene, like, what's this timeline? And you got like Blind Hawkeye rolling up in like a World War II Jeep, like, that'd be hard. Like, why are you driving? You're blind. And you could see all the parodies and opening jokes for that. That or Civil War. I mean, Deadpool was in that comic and he wasn't in that film, so it'd be cool for him to be like Timon and Pumbaa, where he was there all along. And
he shows up late. He shows up late to the airport.
Exactly.
He's at the wrong airport. He's at the wrong airport.
So overall, I'm excited for it.
Absolutely. Maybe show Cap him putting back the Infinity Stones.
That'd be funny.
Crossing paths there. Maybe he helps them out and says, "You don't really want to go back." He's the one that convinces Cap to stay and live out his life. I don't know. Like, there's so many possibilities when you get Deadpool in the mix.
So now here's my next question.
All right.
What kind of end credits do you think so this is like a two-parter. Mm-hmm. What kind of end credits do you think we will get at the end of Deadpool? Do you think we'll get serious ones that are footsteps to where we are going? Mm-hmm. Do you think we'll get parody ones where, like he did at the end of Deadpool 2, where he goes around just axing all these other bad choices? But then the second question is, how many end credit trailers or snippets do we get for the ending of Deadpool?
So, all right. So I'll reverse. I think we'll get two end credits. But I think it's going to be less of a parody, more of setup. It's going to be really kind of a setup of who's going to be the actual big bad. You're messing with the timeline. You're messing with the multiverse. This phase is all about the multiverse. So I think we get, we thought we got the big bad with King the Conqueror and stuff, and maybe they're not revamping, or they replace them, or we're getting Doom, or we're getting someone who's going to be leading us into Secret Wars and stuff. But I think that's where we're going to get the setup that kind of ties in this universe even more, like fully solidified. So that's my take on that. I think maybe we'll get a parody one. Okay, I said we're going to get two. We may get a little parody, like similar to the Ferris Bueller, like, why are y'all still here? Something. Maybe he does a Mint Mobile ad as or he goes through Disneyland and he's riding Tiana's ride or something. Something to be current, and then we'll get a serious end credit. So that's my take.
I'm hoping we get one of each as well. I think if I had to put a number on it, though, I think we're getting 3.
Oh, okay.
I say 3 because I think so traditionally with Marvel films, you get the graphic end titles, the comic book, the re-scenes of the movie, and then it slams the title on there, cuts to a Marvel scene. Then you get the traditional one at the very end of the credits. I see us getting two good ones. One, the first one I believe is going to be something that ties into the movie we just saw, and so they didn't really die. Okay. Or they didn't really go there, or that was left behind. I think that's the first one. I think the very last one is like, oh shit, it's a summer blockbuster, and we don't have nothing else until Captain America Brave New World. So I see that last one really revitalizing the juices, but I see the middle one being a parody. Very much like Guardians 2, where they had 5 end credit scenes for just some odd reason. Like James Gunn was like, yeah, let's throw another one in there. You guys are bored? You guys want to film another skit? So
some more.
I see them doing 3. I'm going with 3. And maybe even 4. Maybe we get a Wolverine little nod in there where it's like, I think Wolverine dies in this. I really do. I don't think he survives.
Yeah, I don't either. I think this is a send-off for that character. I really don't think Wolverine, if X-Men live action comes back, is going to be a prominent figure, as it shouldn't be, because he wasn't ever meant to overshadow. But when you add a character like Hugh Jackman and Logan, it would do a disservice to Logan if he doesn't just they kind of wrap this cherry on top of it.
So hear me out. That'd be an awesome end credit scene for that. They loop into something because you obviously have seen the trailer, and he's like, "What happened to you? All your people on this timeline? What did you do?"
Yeah.
It'd be a very interesting end credit if he hops back to something, and you hear wherever he's at, whether it's in the woods, whether it's in Japan, wherever route they go with a Wolverine origin story, and then all you hear is Logan, and he turns around, and that gives us the nod like this Logan's gone, but we're getting whoever that Logan,
the new Logan.
I don't see Wolverine being gone from the MCU going forward, but I see Hugh Jackman's Wolverine coming to an end, and I think it'd be a great send-off if they did some like Terminator 2 where he's like going into some lava and Deadpool's like, they do like the whole art piece, the finger touch, like where it's like he's trying to save him. It'd be so great. But I think we get an end credit scene where it's like Logan seeing Logan and it's a passing of the torch. And I'm not counting out. I know everybody says that she's not in it. She's already killed rumors. But I think X-23 pops up in this. I really do.
Oh, I would love to see that. Absolutely.
Especially with the same actor from Logan.
All right. So tell me if they had to do a parody in credit, I'm putting it on your directorial, like what sets, give me an example of a Deadpool in credit that you would like to see. A parody of something, pop culture, something that
he's in Kevin Feige's office throwing out scripts that nobody really wanted. Okay. like turning around scripts like, do you really want to see what is this Fantastic Four? There's something fantastic about it, and him just chucking that shit out. Like,
I love it.
Yeah, I would say something like that. He's in Feige's office throwing stuff, or a parody about King Iger.
Okay,
but that's a little off the beaten path, but I think him in Feige's office would be great.
I have one similar to when you said, I'm not going to call him King Iger, weirdo, but Iger. I have one with Deadpool and Iger, and this is the scene. Iger's smoking a cigar. They're in like some dingy dark room. You only see Iger. He turns and looks, and he's like, "You son of a bitch." And Deadpool walks in, and they do the Predator Arnold Schwarzenegger arm, the bro clap and stuff, and they both flex. And that's the end of it. Just full on, like, yeah. Welcome. It's like welcome to the family. Iger does the whole with the cigar in his mouth and everything. Carl Weathers, Arnold Schwarzenegger. That is the most iconic shot. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you've been somewhere without a TV and stuff, because that's Predator, hyper masculinity, 80s bromance scene that will ever be seared into young men's or older men's brains forever. So I would love to see that'd be a funny parody for him and Iger to do that handshake. So
yeah, no, I think that's gonna be a good one. So with all of this great hype around Wolverine and Deadpool, Wolverine and X-Men. Deadpool and Wolverine, there's a lot of deflating when it comes to Blade.
Yes.
Yeah, we were on cloud 9, and now we're 20 feet underwater without a gulp of breath of air. So
let's talk about it.
Blade has lost its director.
Yeah.
A lot of questions are soaring about it. First question: loses their director. Have you read anything on it? Do you know why the director has stepped away?
No. Jan Demange, who made Lovecraft Country, great filmmaker and stuff. It just said he exited. They're not really giving full. There's rumors. Always there's going to be rumors and stuff like that. But he is the second director to leave since 2022, which we had Bassam Tariq from Mowgli. It just I don't understand what is going on with this project and stuff. I mean, you got Mahershala Ali, who's a great actor. This dude he's caught fire, solidified as an A-list actor for his roles, many roles that he's done. They have him, he's being shelved because he can't really take on projects because Blade. I mean, Disney has him locked up, and there's got to be a point in time, I'm gonna be honest, where they have to cut him loose. Like, you can't do this to this guy. And I don't know if it's the story that they're trying to. I mean, the rumors from the first story was that Blade wasn't even going to be the main character. It's going to be another kind of a, even though it's Blade in title, it's a story focused on something else. So I don't know. It seems like it's cursed at this point.
So according to different articles, and I just reread one briefly, it says the director's departure was due to continued shifts in our production schedule at the time. So apparently schedules, me personally, I believe that. And I believe that because I think Marvel is also, right now, they have 11 holes in Marvel and they only have 10 fingers to plug them all. And those holes go from our way in from, hey, we have an entire Fox library that we are just now tapping into. We have, 2 new big actors and villains that are now no longer here, no longer in the picture, going through legal troubles. There's that. Then they got Iger coming in saying, hey, we've been throwing too much stuff at the wall to see what sticks, that there's a lot out there. How do we recoup some of that? So there's that. And then also, the list goes on, and I'm sure there's more eternal problems that aren't hitting headlines. But I think the shifting around is true. I think maybe they're pushing Blade around because Blade, let's be honest, you could do a PG-13 Blade, but in today's society, those that know Blade know what they want, and if you do not give them that, it's not going to work. Nope. And I think right now, the only reason why Deadpool Wolverine is rated R is because of the fact that it had a loud audience and it had numbers to show that, hey, we can do this.
Yep.
And obviously, if you're watching Disney Plus, things like Sons of Anarchy, Blood In, Blood Out, The Kardashians, the fact that all 3 of those I named together is says they are the Kardashians. But I mean, they're testing new waters. So I think they're shifting it around. But if I'm being honest, I think Blade is not coming out. It's not coming out in this segment of what Marvel calls this Phase 4, Phase 5. I don't think so. I think it gets pushed out. And I think we might get announcements for it next D23. I think right now, with the director walking away, you're not getting nothing from Blade. You might get a new title name and an official release date that they're going to change later, but I think Blade is done. I think it's a wrap. It's the modern day Gambit.
Yeah, I'm reluctantly somewhat agreeing. I think they should put it on the shelf if they can't get their stuff together because Blade is the first superhero Marvel rated R movie that killed it at the box office and stuff. I mean, there is built-in fandom before the MCU built its fan base already for superhero movies because of Blade and stuff. If the story is not good, whatever the issue is, don't rush it. Don't put out a quick job. Put it on the shelf and until you can give us something right. But I don't want to go as far as say that they're never going to release the Blade movie. I think they will. I agree. I agree. It's probably not going to be part of this phase. It's just I don't see how they pull that off. You make your stars wait. You have to get a new director in. There's going to be some script changes, storyline, whatever it is and stuff. All that stuff doesn't happen on the whim. So don't give us a rush job if it's not right. I mean, if you're going to bring Blade into the MCU, do it the right way. Do it with the right people. Do it at the right time. And unfortunately, it doesn't seem like this is it. it's the magic isn't. It's the chemistry isn't there.
I am not counting out Ali though. I think, if I'm being honest, I think we see Ali in Daredevil, based on the title "Born Again."
Yeah,
I think we see him in Daredevil as a cameo,
and I would love that. I mean, we got that with Black Panther and Civil War, and when we got introduction to Spider-Man, the new Spider-Man with Tom Holland and stuff. I would love to see him come in as a cameo before, and that means it gives us time. You kind of satiate us a little bit.
Yep.
You satisfy us, like, okay, we got our Blade fix. He came in. He was in Doctor Strange. He was in this movie. He did his thing and stuff like that, and he wrote off. Boom, gave us that. That's satisfying in itself enough, and then you can figure out the kinks and stuff in the movie later and give us that.
Yeah, I would say, because if I'm not mistaken, isn't Blade like 16 episodes, which is going to be the longest Disney Plus series that they've done under Marvel's umbrella. So for me, I think he's in there, and I wonder if that's why the scheduling keeps. Yeah, Daredevil. What did I say?
Blade. You said Blade.
Well, yeah, I think Blade is in Daredevil, and I see him being in there. It would make sense. It would work with the storyline, and it would also give more weight to Daredevil, that we're going to get a darker Daredevil than we anticipated. So I'm hoping he's in there. But you're right. If there is nothing slated for him, let Ali go. Let him go. It sucks because you may not be able to pick him back up.
Yeah.
But let him go, because I mean, he's also got to survive. Granted, I know there's people in the comments that are like, he has plenty of money. Yes. Well, when we get our paychecks, we feel like we have plenty of money, but we have to keep replenishing that. So, I think you let him go, and if it's not the right time, it's not the right time. But I don't think it's that. I think there's nervousness about dropping another rated R project before having any official data under the Mouse's umbrella to say this will work. Yes, it worked for Fox for Deadpool, but the House of Mouse doesn't play with a whole lot of rated R, so therefore they need something to sink their teeth into. I mean, Moon Knight could have been way darker than it was, and it wasn't. Moon Knight, or not Werewolf by Night could have been darker, and it wasn't. So they're slowly tiptoeing, and they know, Blade, you either do it right or you don't do it at all. So We'll see.
Agreed. And I think, they're not going to fail with Deadpool. You're going to get some pushback. Obviously, you're going to get the small minority who's like, well, Disney, okay, here we go. Rated R movies. You're changing the family brand, this and that. It's wrong. You're always going to get idiots. I'm sorry, but that's who you are, because the truth of the matter is the responsibility isn't really on Disney. It is on the parents, on how they decide what they're going to show their children and stuff like that. And the great way to tell is with those ratings. What a concept, right? Check the ratings before you decide, like, oh, I'm trusting Disney. I'm taking my 6-year-old to go see Deadpool. Then that's on you. I'm sorry.
Yep.
That's not Disney's fault. Yep. So Disney's going to get some, because that's just how it is. There's people who live to breed content, and anything that's slightly wrong, that messes up their lens, they're gonna speak out about it, and that's unfortunate, but it's the reality. It's the truth. So Deadpool is going to kill it at the box office because the anticipation is through the roof. It's going to be rated R. It's going to be a solid Marvel Disney winner for Disney, the Disney Corporation. And it's really going to give permission for them to kind of let loose a little bit, cautiously, but it's going to say, yes, we could make money. We can still keep our brand. We can still do this and the other. So,
absolutely. But we'll have to wait and see. Getting into our last subject, this is where we're going to change things up a little bit and have some fun.
All right.
It's our Marvel Meets Movies, which is not the official name that we had back then. It was just off the cuff. But this is where, again, to reiterate for those that are listening and just kind of tuning in towards the end of the show, we take a movie that's already been established, and we keep the same storyline, the same plot, the same everything, but we take the characters that were in that movie, we pull them out, and we plug in Marvel characters. Again, just to reiterate our example from the last one, Goonies of the Galaxy, where we took all the Guardians and we shoved them into the movie The Goonies, and we just kind of joked around and played around about Drax going through the pipeline and the sewer, looking for One-Eye Willie's treasure. So with that, we'll go one at a time, see how far we go. Okay. But David, off the cuff, you have any that come to mind?
All right, so off the cuff, I'm gonna be honest, I like Lethal Weapon with Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I really think that one would absolutely play to their strengths, and the fact that they're both in therapy anyway, it just kind of fits with Lethal Weapon and stuff. Comic relief, so I'm going full gambit and stuff. So in Lethal Weapon, we had two characters that were comic reliefs. We had Chris Rock, and we had not Danny DeVito, Joe Pesci. Roll those two together, and we get Luis, Michael Pena's character and stuff that's rolling with them. So they're playing the cops, Obviously, Murtaugh is Winter Soldier. Taggart, wait, is that right? Taggart is Danny Glover's character. Is Falcon, and comic relief is Michael Pena. I think that would be absolutely gangbuster of a movie reboot and stuff with those two characters. I know we got some semblance of that with Falcon and the Winter Soldier, but for me, it just shows that buddy cop movie. That's where the money is for that. So that for me, that's the low bar. That's kind of a free throw. So okay. That's where I'm going with that one.
So my movie that I'm going with is Friday.
Ooh, okay. Ooh.
And the characters the only two characters I'm replacing is Craig and Smokey.
Okay.
The entire movie is the same thing, running from drive-bys, giving Big Worm his money, all that, same everything. But the people that are playing Craig and Smokey are Mantis and Drax.
Okay.
All right. Okay. So I got Mantis and Drax, and the motive behind this is seeing them in the Christmas special, trying to understand modern living. So seeing Mantis toke up and Drax just being brutally honest.
Oh, yeah.
Or him talking to Craig's dad. I don't get it. Why would a dog bite my ass? I would just crush the dog. Like, I could just see that go.
Fired on your day off for something stupid totally fits their MO.
Oh, yeah. Drax, like, why would I need boxes? I will just crush them. Mantis, you shouldn't get fired, Drax. That's bad. Or Mantis, flirting with the Janet Jackson. I don't know who Janet Jackson is, but if she's you look gorgeous. Like, really just playing the opposite. Having Smokey's mom tell Mantis, hey, make it work. How do I make it work? Do you want me to kill someone? And just really just clueless to like not modern day, but city living. So I'm going Drax and Mantis, or honorable mentions to take their two spot, Sylvie and Loki.
Ooh. No, I like the Drax. I get where you're going, but I like Drax and Mantis. But here's the other thing that you can add to that. And I just thought of this. Debo could be Thanos, because Drax hates fucking Thanos. And to see them do a fight scene at the end and stuff, and then see Mantis stand over Thanos saying you got knocked the F out by Drax would end that movie epically.
Oh man,
absolutely. I'm just thinking also, I think more characters need to be added to that Friday. But oh my god, yes. I am there for a Drax and Mantis Friday. Dude.
Hey, you got Yondu as Bernie Mac's character?
The Preacher?
Yes.
Absolutely. Oh my god, yes. Rocket's the little guy who's married to Miss Parker. Miss Parker is Rocket's wife. So oh my, yeah.
I mean, let's be honest. The Guardians has such a wide one. You pick Guardians, and you have such a variety of characters that you could pick almost any movie. You could pick the Titanic and put the Guardians in there. Imagine Jack and Rose is Mantis and Drax on the door. I need to get on the door. Oh, but you wouldn't fit. I will fit. You know, imagine you would just plug the Guardians in almost any movie.
You probably could. I mean, let's go. I'll even go old school, like Cannonball Run with the Guardians would be epic.
The Big Lebowski.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They're absolutely. There's not. You can fit Guardians into probably anything and stuff. Yeah. And people are like, I would pay to go watch that parody and stuff of that.
Exactly.
Miss Parker could be Gamora. Hey, Gamora. So I don't know.
Or she's the annoying gold lady.
Felicia?
Oh yeah.
Bye Felicia. Yeah. No, I can dude. Friday would be awesome. I absolutely. My only character I can't figure out would be Big Worm's character.
I was just gonna say Kraglin. No. What's his face? Taserface.
Taserface being Big Worm. Okay. Yeah, I can see that. That would be actually kind of funny. And yeah.
So I'll go ahead. You finish.
No. I'm just going off. I can actually go on a tangent about Friday Guardians of the Galaxy edition and stuff. That's a good one. That I like it. Sold.
I know you don't want to, and I know this will hurt your feelings, but I'm going to say it. You got Howard Duck as Craig's dad.
Jesus, man, really?
Imagine Howard the Duck sucking his bill in the kitchen, saying, "How come every time I'm in the kitchen, you're in the kitchen?"
I don't want to imagine that. Like, I seriously don't. Oh man. And the thing is, okay, this is me being a hater, so I'm gonna set my hater aside and say, yes, that would be hilarious. Yeah. That would work.
But you only need him for that scene. Get him out of the rest of the movie.
But I don't want to see Howard the Duck in anything. But that would be a funny scene, especially that refrigerator scene. Him in the bathroom spraying the Lysol and stuff like that. Talking about you need to get a job if you want to live here.
Especially Drax being 2 times his size.
Oh yeah.
So I'm gonna remix this game a little bit off the cuff.
All right.
So here's a challenge. You pick a movie. I pick a movie. I pick a movie for you. You pick a movie for me.
Ooh,
and we figure out what Marvel characters we're going to plug into that movie. And then we'll close the show out with that one right there.
Okay, cool. Let me know when you're ready.
I'm ready.
Okay. Movie, Princess Bride.
Oh, gosh. That's the one with Anne Hathaway, huh?
Princess Buttercup. The Dread Pirate Roberts. And, yeah.
All right.
What was his name? You killed my father. Yeah. My name is. Dang it. How do I not remember that famous line? Inigo Montoya. You killed my father. Prepare to die.
Oh, you saw the old one, the 1987 one.
Yeah, Princess Bride, old school.
Oh, geez. Okay. All right. That's where you hit me with?
Andre the Giant. Like, yes. The old school Princess Bride.
Okay.
I'll give you. God, it's hard to not go into the Guardians and stuff.
I know because I'm already picturing Guardians.
I'm gonna be honest. Hulk would be Andre the Giant's character. He would be Fezzik.
All right, I'm gonna go with Bring It On.
No, I'll pick another one. I haven't actually seen it. I refuse to watch that. That movie was
Twilight.
Okay, I can work with that.
So Twilight's yours. I'll go Princess Bride, huh? Oh man. So for me, I'm going Moon Knight.
as the main character, the Dread Pirate Roberts?
Because I think it'd be great to see him, Mark, Steven, and Jake battling it out in one body in that entire story. So I'm going Moon Knight to play him. Andre the Giant as the Hulk will be great. But then I'm going for the Lady Buttercup. I'm going to switch it up and go I'm blanking her name. Black Widow's sister.
Oh, yes, I know what you're talking about.
Yolanda? No.
Yolanda.
I look it up.
Okay.
And the reason why is I think Yelena.
Yeah, Yelena.
I think I'm going those two because I think Yelena's personality, trying to figure out Mark, Steven, or Jake, would be epic in that movie and create a huge comic relief.
Okay. All right. I can see that. Well, who's the villain? Humperdinck is King Humperdinck or Prince Humperdinck.
Oh, it's Prince. I'm looking it up. I had to look it up because I was like,
Well, while you look that up, I'm gonna kick off with my Twilight. All right. So I have to switch it up a little bit from vampires, but you'll hopefully see why. So Edward Cullen and the Cullen family is going to be Tom Holland, Spider-Man, and all of the Spider women from Madam Web. So that's the family. They're all Spider people and stuff. Okay, so we have him in competition with Werewolf by Night. So there's the werewolf side.
I kind of loved you on now thinking about that.
And then the love interest, I'm gonna have to go with Scarlet Witch, Wanda, a young Wanda who doesn't really know her power totality yet. She's kind of flighty, kind of she gets her mind messed with a lot. So she's gonna play Bella, I believe that's the name. And yeah, I think it's gonna be the Spider Clan. The Cullens are Spider people led by I don't know the Edward, which is Tom Holland's character, Spider-Man, and then all of the girls from Madam Web. So there's the Cullens right there. So it'd be spiders and werewolves versus twinkle vampires and werewolves. And I think Tom Holland can pull that off. And we'll give them sparkle spiders and stuff.
Then, if that's the case, to keep the whole multiple personalities, Prince Humperdinck is going to be Loki.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, I can see that. That'll work.
Well, that was a fun one. That one was a little harder to do off the cuff, though. Like,
Well, I like those. It makes you think about the whole process and stuff. So
absolutely. Well, you tribe listeners, it's been a solid one. We hope you enjoyed the show. David, you want to close us out with our closing line?
If I remember it, but yes. I mean, here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen. We all appreciate and love you guys for supporting us on this podcast. So I'm just going to close out with saying, hey, you got to feel the pulse in your chest so you know you're live. One love, one team. It is the tribe. Thank you guys. We'll tune in and see you guys next time.